Well, from here on out, as you know, most of my work is not going to be up here on YouTube anymore. Okay, I made an exception on this particular video only for what the topic is. So because of what the topic is, I will post this one up on YouTube. But overall, I won't be posting a lot on YouTube anymore because there's no point of it. The censorship, the BS that goes on here, the amount of people that are shields, the amount of fake truthers that are telling half-truths. It's just way too much BS over here on top of Google censorship to hide the truth. Google's ability to suppress down the truth, hide the truth, to show that they're evil, to show that they're not nobody's friend, that Google is a selfish, evil, twisted, sick entity. Okay? They've proven that a million times over. But anyhow, we'll get off the Google subject and we'll go on to what this is about. Okay, for years now I've talked about these type of topics, dating scene topics. And we're sitting in a situation where I've told people now, and I'm not going to never back off on this because it's the truth. Gender roles. Man created. That's right, gender roles. The actual roles themselves that are assigned to men and women. We're not talking about differences between men and women because that right there is totally different because women have more of one than estrogen and so on, and men do, and men have more testosterone than women do, and chemical difference, the body differences, the makeover, the makeup of a woman. Women are more, overall, more emotional and controlled by their emotions more than men are. Okay, we all know this. We already recognize the differences, okay? But the actual gender roles themselves, the assigned roles that men play in society and women play in society, that's man created. And I don't care what anybody tells me, it's man created. And anybody that thinks it's not man created, seriously needs some waking up to do yet. Because they're obviously not awake. But anyhow, we won't go into that anymore neither. But I had to bring that up because gender roles is responsible for people's roles in society. Okay, and that also rolls into this. The 10 worst countries to date a woman in. Okay, that's right. The 10 worst countries to date a woman in the Western world 2017 ranking. Okay? But I get a kick out of this because there's a lot of truth to this, okay? Now, the United Kingdom become a country where it is difficult to pick up a date. Well, the United Kingdom, UK, runs the United States. That's right. I know a lot of you ain't going to believe that. But it's the truth. If you ever opened your eyes and paid attention, what happens in the United Kingdom happens in America second. Every single time. What the United Kingdom government decides is good for their people, they implement onto their people, and then it's implemented onto the American people. Every single time. That's not an accident. That's not a coincidence. Nope, never has been, never will be. But let's go with the reality here. There's something I've said for a long time as well when it comes to this one topic. The division amongst men and women has been deliberately created. That's correct. It's been deliberately created for divide and conquer, to divide us all up, to break down the family unit, to destroy society. And I have to give the powers to be hands up. They've done a fantastic job. Job well done. And I know you may not like that me doing that, but I'm just going to speak truthfully here. Why would I not give them hands up and tell them job well done? I don't agree with the job they did. I don't approve of what they've done. But at least when they do something, they do it right, huh? They've completely destroyed our society, our world, for their own selfish gain. And, I've talked about this a long time too, and I even brought this up last night on the show. And most women don't even know they're doing it when they're doing it. So let's just take the word loser. The word loser is thrown around in our society mainly by mainstream media and women. The word loser is literally thrown around in our society by mainstream media and women. And when you hear another guy say it, they're mimicking a woman, a feminist guy, a guy that's an vagina, a white knight, a guy that's not a man. I wish I was a man. That type of guy. The one was the born with the penis, but is not a man, actually needs to go to the hospital and have it cut off. And since we have 31, 32 genders now, why not, guys? I mean, if you're not going to be a real man and you want to act like a woman, then don't be disgracing real men by carrying around manly parts. Get down to the hospital and lose them, will you? But anyhow, enough of that. We'll go on with what we got here. But loser. That's what I was talking about. We hear that word thrown out all the time, don't we? We sure do. And it's mostly hurled out of women's mouths, isn't it? Sure is. Most of the time it's coming out of a woman's mouth, and it's always directed to who? Who? A man. The male. See, this is division, and this is male bashing. And they don't even know they are, because they're so programmed, so mind-washed and programmed, they don't even realize what they're doing when they open their mouth and spit these words out. They just do it out of instinct naturally because it's normal, It's normal to take a hammer and smash somebody in the head. It's normal behavior, yeah. Thanks to programming. Well done, like I said, job well done by our globalists, okay? Divide this up in programmers. And so when you look at the statistics we got here, okay, hey, sexualism, okay, sexualism. United Kingdom is a 4. Netherlands is 4.5. Canada, 4.5. United States, 3.5. We're a little bit under now, right? Ireland, 4.5. Italy, 5. So Italy's actually ahead of all the others so far, huh? Okay. Belgium, 4. France, 4.5. Denmark, 4. And Switzerland is a 4, right? So then we go over male bashing. Now, how come you don't see anything on here about female bashing? Oh, that's right. Because if you female bash, you'll get attacked by men and women both. That's right. You will definitely be a woman hater. Okay? Well, there's not a doubt about it. If you female bash, you are a woman hater. You will be attacked by men and women both. Everybody in society is going to hate your guts. But if you're a female and you call a guy a loser, which is male bashing, that's acceptable. Fine. See, if you're a woman, you can smash the man, bash the man, call him all the names in the world, hate his fucking guts just because he's born with a penis. That's acceptable behavior. They programmed you well. Mainstream media has proven that over and over and over and over and over and over again as they help to program you by playing commercials where you bash the male. The guy's always stupid, dumb, and couldn't do anything right. You know how many times you've seen that in a commercial? A guy can't even do laundry. A guy can't do laundry, he can't clean the house, he can't cook, he can't do anything right. Everything a guy attempts to do because he's a male, he just completely fucks up and he has to have a woman there to do it for him. Now, of course, there's no truth to that, but that's what your media portrayed men to be. That's male bashing. How do you think women would have reacted in our world of we put up a bunch of commercials that the woman couldn't cook right, she couldn't clean right, she couldn't do laundry right, she couldn't do this right, she couldn't do that right, she couldn't do this right, she couldn't do that right. Why? Oh, merely just because she's a woman. And she had to have a man there to do it for her. You know how pissed off the women would be in this country? around the world if that was to happen. But when it happened on their TV set the other way around, that was acceptable, right, ladies? Isn't that the way you thought about that, ladies? It was funny then, wasn't it? It was absolutely hilarious. It reminds me of one time when I was on a forum, and they were definitely male smashing, male bashing. And we had a couple of white knight simps, and they're just laughing, and these women were literally smashing them in. I mean, they were discriminating, male bashing totally. I forget which topic they were using, but it was definitely male bashing, right? So after a while of watching it, we decided to turn the topic around. That we would just do the exact same topic they were doing, but we would reverse it to the women are. As a joke. Because after all, the women that was in here male bashing, when they were caught out on their behavior, they said immediately, we are only joking. This is not a serious topic. We are only joking. So when we turned it around and put only joking, these women became irate. They were pissed off. How dare you? You're a fucking misogynist, excuse my language. You're a woman hater. But just a minute before that, they were engaging in the same behavior towards men and laughing and loving it. What does that tell you? You know, I've shown and shown and shown enough to show that it's programming. It's division. These women were clearly in the wrong for doing what they're doing and know it wasn't a joke. They meant it. The only ones stupid enough to buy into it were the white knights, who thinks if they just bend over and take it and keep taking it, that somehow they're going to put their you know what in the hole. It's disgusting. It's absolute disgusting behavior. And these ain't real men. These are the people I'm telling you about that need to go to the hospital immediately, have the manly tool removed from their body, and be made to wear a dress for the rest of their lives because that's what they want to be anyhow. Okay, but anyhow, so male bashing, that's right. We see it everywhere, don't we? But we don't see anything female bashing. No, you don't find that, do you? No. And this can be proven 1,000,000 times over. So we won't even go there for any dum-dums that want to come up here and say, oh, no, that's not so. That's just a white knight, a simp, somebody that's too weak. What can I say? Okay. But let's just go on here because this is a pretty good chart. And it's probably pretty damn accurate. Psycho level. Psychopathic narcissist. Okay. I see that straight across the board and we have it in both genders. There's no doubt about it, man. I've seen it in both genders. But if it's talking about dating a woman, yeah. Because I see it straight across the board in both genders and actually more so in women than I do men. But I can tell you why it's more so in women than men. This is what happens when you pamper. That's right, when you pamper. One gender. That's right, when you pamper one gender. When you pamper and cater to one gender over the other. This is what happens when you do this. Because when you pamper one gender, what you're doing is helping them to get the virus that attack the human brain. Greed, power, selfishness. You're condoning the behavior that it's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about them. So they become just what you've condoned, what you've pampered them to be. All about themselves, all about themselves, all about themselves, all about themselves. Which helps to break down care. Because now they don't care about nobody but themselves. And in today's society, it's gotten so out of hand that this is what most men and women are. They're all about themselves. They're all about themselves. See, I didn't discriminate there, did I not say? In today's society, it's most men and women. Most men and women. I said men, didn't I? That's right, and women. That's right. But the women, they have the extra up on it because thanks to gender roles, the women have become a little bit worse. Although we're all selfishness, right? Because selfishness of men and women, right? But of course the women have become a little bit worse, thanks to gender roles. Thanks to white knights and simps. But the example I can give you is this. It's acceptable behavior for a woman to stand up to a woman and for a man to stand up to a man. That's acceptable behavior. It's acceptable behavior for a woman to stand up to a man all day long. But it's not acceptable behavior for a man to stand up to a woman. I didn't say hit a woman. I said stand up to a woman. That is not acceptable behavior. That is misogyny. That is woman hating. That's right. That makes you a woman hater because you stood up for yourself. But when it's the other way around, it was acceptable behavior. No, she's not a man hater. When she calls you a loser, guys, it's because she's not a man hater. Wrong. That's male bashing. That's right, that's male bashing. That makes her a misogynist. That makes her a man hater. Do you see how I'm taking the very words they directed to the men? And I'm using the very same logic they used to call you a woman hater? And I'm turning the tides on it now? Because that's what should be done. These women need to be shown that they represent the exact same behavior. And if they represent the exact same behavior, and they're calling somebody this name from this behavior, then if they're doing this behavior themselves, then obviously they are that name they're calling that person themselves. So when she does it, or she sees him do it, and he's a misogynist and a woman hater for doing it, then she turns around and does it, then obviously she's a misogynist and a man hater for doing it, right? Right? I know you're not going to like that, but there you go. That would be speaking the truth, okay? So we got the male bash, we got the cycle behavior, and we have the high expectations. This one here is strictly from gender roles. That's right. No, this is not in your DNA. No. You wasn't born to know that you owe this gender a living. You wasn't born to know that you owe this gender everything this gender wants. No, you wasn't. That's not in DNA. That's nowhere. That's gender roles, man-made, created, division, all the way straight across the board. And you women won't like me for this because I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. Because they're a guy, don't mean they owe you anything. They don't owe you jack shit. And if you get in a relationship with them and you say now because they're the man they owe you, because I'm with you, no. You owe him as much as he owes you. You owe him the exact same amount of respect as he owes you. When he does something for you, you need to do something for him. This is 50-50, ladies, straight across the board. You wanted equality, that's what equality looks like. You can't cry you want equality and have high expectations of a man. Your expectations of a man better be everything you already got yourself. If you have a job, a house, and a car, then you can't expect him to have any less. A house, a car, and a job. If you don't have a job and you're living with your parents or mooching off some other guy or whatever you're doing, you don't have a car, you don't have a house, you don't have a job, you can't expect the guy to have all them things that you don't got for you. He don't owe that to you. He never will. He don't owe you nothing based on his gender. He never has and never will. Society teaches you he does to cause you to fight, to divide you. Works wonders, doesn't it? Because it works. A bunch of you men and women are just stupid enough to fight over this. But I'm not going to fight over it. I'm going to call it what it is, okay? High expectations of men. 4.5 in UK. 4.5 in Netherlands. 4 in Canada. 4.5 in the US. 4.5 in Ireland. 3.5 in Italy. So even though Italy is higher ranked on sexualism, they're lower ranked on women who think men owe them. Yeah, they still have an epidemic there because it's still 3.5, but it's not as, it's not as high as Ireland, U.S., Canada, Netherlands, or UK, right? It's a little bit lower. And then we get to Belgium 4.4, France a 4, Denmark a 4, and Switzerland 3.5 again. Just like, there you go. I mean, on the high expectations, 4.44 and a 3, so it ain't 3.5. That was for your psycho behavior. So you see your narcissist, your psychopathic behavior. That's all across the board. I mean, you see that, right? And then we have our total rankings and our rank. But I thought this was a pretty good article. I'm going to leave the link for you in the more. And I wanted to break some of this down again for you. And, you have the powers to be to thank for this. You have your white knights to thank for this. Your simps. People failed to grow up. And I'll tell you what, most women in today's society will call a man a loser at the snap of a fucking fingers. Jimmy, no lie. They will call a man a loser so quick their head will swim. When's the last time you heard a man call a woman a loser? Come on. Come on, I'm waiting. Make sure you leave your comments there when you do heard a man call a woman a loser. Come on. Because you know what happens if a man calls a woman a loser? He's immediately labeled a misogynist and a woman hater. And so for all you ladies out there that have no problem with calling a man a loser, when you're called a loser and you get pissed off, and you call him a misogynist and a woman hater, then I want you to go look in the mirror, okay, man hater? No, don't tell me you're not a man hater. If them words are falling out your mouth towards a man, you're a man hater. That's right. If you're calling another guy a loser just because he don't meet what you think he's supposed to meet, you're a man hater. Because if it was the other way around, you'd be the first one to call him a woman hater. Now, I know you're not going to like what I just said. But I'm being sarcastic and I'm saying what I'm saying to try to drive a point home to you. To get you to back up and think about your behavior. That you don't call nobody a loser. Nobody. You make mistakes like everybody else does. That's right. You ladies are human beings just like all of us men are human beings. And us men wouldn't be here without you women. And you women wouldn't be here without us men. And we are all human beings and we need one another. And we can never stand together or be with each other if we continue to act like little children and play these games and have these problems. So when you can grow up, which is the epic failure of mankind, and stop looking at the differences between one another, and stop male bashing. Because for every woman out here that thinks it's hilarious to male bash, you're a man hater. You're a misogynist and you're a man hater. And when you get mad because I said that about you, well, because if all of your tactics was turned around and done onto you, you'd be the very first one to cry woman hater. Call him a misogynist, call him a woman hater, and scream it loud, wouldn't you? So, you remember that. Because as you represent that behavior yourself, you're now a man hater. You're now a misogynist, and that's all there is to it. You're exactly what you're labeling somebody else. And if you don't like that, then grow up and stop it. Because no more than you want to be bashed, neither do men. I mean, it's like when you gave birth to a baby boy, what, did you have sex with the swamp beast? Was it an alien from another planet? I mean, come on, tell me who you had sex with to have a baby boy. And then you're going to try to make up cop-outs for, oh, no, it's not DNA. No, it's not DNA. It's all programming. That's why I said the globalists, you've done a dang good job. Damn good job, I'm telling you. Very job well done, I'm telling you. That's exactly what it was. But you need to wake up, people. You need to realize what I'm saying here. So I guess that's about all I can say about this one, but there you are. It's right there in your face. I'll leave the link in the more for you. Until the next one, you all have a good one. Remember, I don't know when you'll see another video up on YouTube by me. I'm posting them up where I'm posting them. The only reason this one's coming up on YouTube is because of the topic. Okay? But I'll tell you what, when it comes overall, when it comes to the political end, and when it comes to what's going on in the world, it's not going to be on YouTube. I don't need the censorship. I don't need the strikes. I don't need the baby children treating somebody badly because they can't handle truth. What can I say?